Welcome to the award-winning Saints Happy Hour podcast. Seriously, this podcast has won awards. American standards are dropping every day. The show features Ralph, the best host in the world, who can barely pronounce his own name, much less anyone else's.
Marcus Marquez Callaway.
Dave is that dude who loves taking bathroom breaks. He's mad about almost anything, so make sure to lower your volume when he speaks.
Put that freaking clown meme back up that I made. Jesus Christ.
Andrew has sources, watches tapes, and knows football. He rarely shows up on time and wants to commit crimes to help the Saints win.
Sean Payton would have done illegal things. Don't tell me I'm wrong, because you know it's true.
Oh, and there's also Kevin, who is great at doing mock drafts, but struggles to actually watch Saints games or have a functioning relationship.
Budrich wants to know how the doctor's doing.
That ended.
Anyway, grab a drink, sit back, and enjoy the insanity.
All right, everybody, welcome to another edition of Saints Happy Hour podcast. Thanks for joining us. If you're finding us on the YouTube, smash that subscribe button, smash that like button, share us wherever you use and do your social mediating type stuff. And Kevin, I want to tell the people that if you're listening to the free version on the RSS feed, what I would ask you to do is if you like the podcast and you listen to the free version, you can try us out on patreon.com for free for 7 days. We won't charge you a dime. Just click on that 7-day preview, start your 7-day preview, try us out for a week. You get the podcast every single day. You get access to all our content, commercial free. See if you like us, see if you enjoy us, and then join. If not, we won't charge you anything. So do it. Go to saintshappyhour.com and do the free trial. So we got Thomas running the show back in Poland today. Kevin, Saints, they're in lovely Los Angeles, California. They're practicing against the Chargers. And by the way, the Chargers, they got tired of Saints fans from last year overrunning the Saints-Chargers practices. So they only allowed Charger season ticket holders, and they basically squeezed out Saints fans. So like Saints fans, you can go to the game obviously, but you can't, like the practices today, tomorrow, you can't go. And Saints fans were ticked off, but we had that in our Discord. Our patrons had told us, they're like, man, I've been trying to get tickets to these practices. Charger fans are not this year, Who Dat Nation. So Charger fans, you should let the Saints fans go to your practice. It's not our fault that you don't have any fans in Los Angeles. Who Dat Nation?
I for one am shocked that a team that relocated is having trouble getting a fan base, especially when they relocate to Los goddamn Angeles. I am also shocked that this is a Dean Spanos owned team that is having these issues. So whatever.
The good news for the Saints is the Los Angeles weather apparently has magical healing powers, because on Thursday, Andres Pete returned to practice. Kendre Miller, his knee in the preseason game, and Dennis Allen was like, we don't know. He's probably going to be out a couple weeks. Boom! He's in pads. He's practicing. It's like the healing power of not having to practice on the sun. It's magical.
Right. So at present, it is 82 degrees in Los Angeles. Humidity at 49%.
Practically.
New Orleans, weather's at temperatures at 94. Humidity's at 39%. I'll say this for Los Angeles, though, you're getting that Pacific. You're getting a Pacific breeze coming in.
Yeah.
So,
you got it. It's nice.
Go.
It's nice. It's nice weather. They probably haven't sweated out 25 pounds at practice like they do in Louisiana. It's nice.
Well, I would hope that the training staff for the Saints will eventually go on Merriam-Webster and look up the word hydration.
Yeah, it's a lot,
and then start to work on getting their guys hydrated and getting them, things like potassium and other vitamins that they need. So we avoid these calf injuries and all these other little things that keep happening to them. Right.
So the Saints are practicing. And the fun thing about when they practice another team, Kevin, is when they practice against themselves, we can spin it however we want. We're like, oh, the defense looked great.
Well, no. We're not
just
allowed to
ignore
do
the
that. We're
offense
not
playing
allowed to
bad.
do that anymore, Ralph. We're not
That's
allowed
right.
to do that. Didn't you hear J.J. Watt made a ruling?
Oh, my
No
God.
one is allowed. No
I'm
one
gonna
is
tell
allowed
J.J. Watt
to
this.
have fun. No one is allowed to hype up
Oh,
a
my
player.
God.
No one is allowed to have good vibes. No one is allowed
You
to
don't know
think
what you're
anything
watching, bro.
positive off
You
of
don't know
what
what
they
you're
see
watching.
in training camp at all. If Mike Thomas jumps up and catches a ball, you're not allowed to say, oh, he's looking good. You're not allowed to
No,
have
you're
any
not.
enthusiasm,
So
any
annoying.
optimism, any positivity. J.J. Watt decided it, and J.J. Watt is the unofficial assistant to the assistant regional manager for NFL Commissioner
God.
Roger Goodell.
So annoying.
Whatever JJ says, that's it.
It's so annoying. Here's the thing, like with JJ Watt, and it's annoying for two reasons. One, all the media genuflecting to him and be like, "You're right, JJ. We don't know what we're watching." That's annoying. But also, too, JJ Watt is the guy that, like, when you're eating a delicious hot dog, he's like, bro, that hot dog might have cow lips, might have dog parts, might have human flesh in it. Like, I don't care. The hot dog is good. Let me eat my hot dog. Let me enjoy A.T. Perry looking great. Let me enjoy my team doing cool stuff at practice. How about that, JJ? Oh, so annoying. So, Saints are practicing against the Chargers. I'm excited about it, Kevin. The thing that I'm going to watch for is I want to see Saints offensive line and defensive line, because Saints offensive line, look, Pete, he's back practicing. I want to see, can they hold up Khalil Mack? Older, but good. One of the Bosa brothers. I forget, but the Chargers, they have one of the Bosa brothers. It's Joey Bosa. It's either Joey or Nick, one of the Bosa brothers. They have him. So I want to see how the offensive line for the Saints holds up against that Charger pass rush. And I want to see the Saints the Saints offensive line. I want to see that. And I want to see defensive line. I want to see Carl Granderson. I want to see Peyton Turner. I want to see Passanio. I want to see Foskey, who didn't have a great first preseason. I want to see, like, if they can flash a little bit. I know J.J. Watt says I can't get excited.
So you're basically saying you want to see everything. I mean, I thought,
No,
come on, man.
defensive line,
That sounds like a Kevin answer. That's a Kevin answer. You literally just went, I'm just going to wrap my arms around this whole thing, and I'm just going to make it sound like I'm giving you analysis. No, that's my job. My job is to be the college sophomore bullshitting his way through the essay portion of the exam while Juge give detailed, more informed answers. Dave comes in with some good stuff, and then I slide right in there like, listen, I'm just trying to I'm not making the dean's list. I'm just trying to pass this class so I can, keep my TOPS money, as it were, for another semester.
Well, I mean, but
Because I'm going to say, listen, I'm being specific. I want to see what Foskey does. And look, I couldn't see the damn game because the DirecTV app wouldn't let me log in for whatever stupid-ass reason, so whatever. I didn't watch the game. I followed it on Twitter. Followed it from you guys on a text chat that we have. Everybody was saying Foskey played poorly, so I want to see if he has a bounce back. People were talking about, like, Derek Carr. I want to see if he plays more than one series. I'm still interested in seeing what Jake Haener does. Kirk Merritt is hurt, right? Mm-hmm. So what does Merriweather do?
He's back. Merritt, the California weather, man, it cured everyone.
Well, I want to see if he actually plays. If so, what does that do? A.T. Perry? I'm optimistic on him. I'm choosing to be optimistic on him. So, like, I'm not worried about Michael Thomas. I'm not worried about seeing Shaheed. Does Kendre Miller, is Kendre Miller going to get a handful of carries again so we can see what he does? Because I'd like to see what he does with the starters instead of trying to judge him on, like, second string or third string guys. Because if he plays poorly and he's in there with the second and third string guys, I can't get a good... I wouldn't feel right giving a read off of that. How's Kendra Miller look with the guys that are supposed to be the starters?
Because the backup offensive line against Kansas City was bad, and that's being kind. Like the backup offensive line looked about as good as me trying to eat with my left hand.
Right.
Like that's the situation we're at. But everybody in the NFL, their backup offensive line stinks.
So is Taysom going to play in this or no?
That's a good question. I don't know. I didn't see if Taysom, because he had the abdominal muscle issue. So I don't know. But here, to your point, like Kendra Miller, and other running backs, I don't need to see Kamara. I don't need to see Jamal Williams. Like Kendra Miller, Isaiah, what is it? I forget is it
Ellis Merriweather?
Merriweather, that's right. We need to see This is a great chance for Merriweather, by the way. He can really, I think there's a chance, Kevin, that he could play really well in the practices Thursday, Friday, and he could play well in the game. And there's a non-zero chance that the Saints are like, we can roll with this. We can roll with Merriweather for 3 weeks. Like we can afford to have him be the third running back behind Jamal Williams, behind Kendra Miller, and he can get 4. We can give him 12 carries over 3 weeks, and it can be okay. Like I believe there's a chance for that. They brought Darrell Williams in from former Kansas City Chiefs and LSU Tiger, but I think Merriweather, there's a shot he makes the team. And by the way, Darrell Williams, there's a chance he might be washed. We love him because in his
well, he's 28,
but there's a chance he might be washed. Just saying.
So let's see. Hang on. He's 28 years old. What did he last do? He only played 6 games last year for the Cardinals. 102 yards rushing, 1 touchdown. 4 catches, 9 yards. I mean, if you're asking me to bet money on it, I'm betting that he's washed. I mean, he's entering he's entering season 6 as a pro. It's like this is why running backs fight to get paid, and I guess this is why the owners fight to not pay them.
Yeah. Another thing, I'm going to get real specific. You wanted me, you shot down my answer. You exposed me as just wanting to watch everything. I'm going to give you another specific thing that I want to watch. I want to watch Jalen Smith at linebacker because Demario Davis coming back. He's he was doing stretching and stuff for that. He had the groin issue. I want like Jalen Smith because if Jalen Smith looks pretty good, then suddenly Kevin, you're like, oh, we got Pete Werner, we got Jalen Smith, we got Zach Bond. Linebacker is looking okay. We need Demario, obviously, but it can look okay. But if Jalen Smith plays extended time against the Chargers and looks kind of washed and slow, then you're kind of back to square one, and you're like, we got to go looking for another linebacker. So that's another thing I'm watching.
You need to hope either Anthony Orji, Nick Anderson,
my UDFA son, by the way,
or Nefi Sewell. You need to hope one of those 3 guys looks real good.
Well,
honestly, at this point, listen, if Demario Davis is in trouble, then the whole linebacking core is in trouble. Like Werner's fine, Bond's fine, but everything after that, you need somebody else to be an anchor on the second as the second guys on the depth chart. You need somebody there to be able to plug and play. And if Smith is washed, Orji, Anderson, or Sewell have to be able to fill in. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I would love it if it was Nick Anderson. Because I would love the opportunity to just rub it in Dave's face that the Tulane player is actually on the team, and he chose not to take him for his UDFA Sun draft. So.
Yeah, I mean, that's the 2 things we want, right? We want Dave. We want Nick Anderson to get on the roster, and we don't want Andrew to win. Those are the two
Right.
things we desperately want as a nation, as a Saints happy hour community. I think that's what we want. And of course, we want no injuries because injuries are bad. Final thing I'm looking at is I think A.T. Perry made the team against Kansas City. They can't cut him. 6 for 70. Like, his hype is unbelievable. They drafted him. They're not going to cut him. The thing that I'm looking for is that other receiver spot, Traquan, Edwards. You know, that they're those kind of guys. They kind of got to step up because the receivers are kind of Thomas, Olave, A.T. Perry. You know, I think him solidifying a spot sort of tightens up receiver and makes it more difficult. So I'm looking to see, you know, because they cut James Washington, obviously. Kevin, I'm looking to see, like,
well, they cut the other guy to get Jalen on the roster.
That's right. So I'm looking at that. They had 7,000 receivers. It seemed like for a minute they were bringing them in, and Saints
They
fans
still do.
And Saints fans even wanted Hunter Renfrow in. So, and they kind of
hang on. You wanted Hunter Renfrow too. Don't point the finger at everybody else. You're doing the old one finger pointing at everybody else. You got 3 fingers pointing back at you, Chief. You're doing that.
I love any move, Kevin. I love any move. They could bring in Jadeveon Clowney for a visit. I'd get excited. I love moves. I'm addicted to moves. But here's the thing: Kwan Baker, Lynn Bowden, those guys are for special teams. Lynn Bowden had a nice little return, but how do you say it? Shaquan Davis, Dave's UDFA son, Brian Edwards, Kirkland, like Keith
they got
Kirkwood.
12 wide receivers on the roster.
Yeah,
12.
And they're only going to keep 5, maybe 6.
That's insane.
And you're going to have Michael Thomas, Olave,
NFL rosters need to
Perry.
expand
That's
to 60
4
players.
So you got Traquan, Merritt, Kirkwood, Edwards, Davis, Bowden, Baker. You got those guys, all those guys I just listed for 1, maybe 2 spots. So and you only have this week and next. So I'm looking at wide receiver, who's going to step up? Who's going to make a play? Although J.J. Watt says not to get excited, especially if they do it in practice today or tomorrow.
Okay, so Olave, Thomas, Shaheed, A.T. Perry, those are the 4 locks.
Yes.
And so at that point, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Got 7 guys, possibly 8, fighting for 2 spots. I mean, they've got to have 6. They've got to have 6 wide receivers depth chart, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, you got 8 guys fighting for 2 spots. That's going to be nuts. And do we really want? I thought people were down on Traquan Smith. So is there some sort of Traquan resurgence here? What? No, I'm serious. I thought people were down on Traquan Smith.
I mean, people are down on Traquan Smith because he's been around and he's never really done anything and he's always injured. But the Saints like him because he knows the playbook and he knows how to block, apparently.
Right, okay, I'm looking at his numbers right now. He's been here 5 years. He's never hit 500 yards receiving. His 2 best years were 2018 and 2020 when he was over 400. 44 catches. He's had 50 catches twice. I mean, again, I'm not saying this guy needs to be an 800-yard receiver or anything, but I don't know. I mean, I'm looking at these numbers and it's I guess if he's a 5th, if he's number 5 or number 6 on the depth chart, then that's fine. But if he gets pressed into action as your 3, then it's concerning.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it's do you roll with that? Or do you look at the younger guys? They got a ton of young guys Let me look at this. Traquan Smith, 27. It's funny. I'm saying young guys, and this guy's 27. Like, what do we got? Kirkland, Edwards, they're 3 years younger. Shaq Davis, 23. I don't know, man. Shaq Davis getting a big, tall son of a bitch as a fifth or sixth option. I still like that. I don't know. I'm leaning him just because of how tall he is.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be real interesting. That's what I'm looking for. Like, because they only got this week, next week of practice, and the game, and the thing is though, with receiver, I think the Saints are going to do, like, when they announce the 53 on that whatever day it is, there's going to be a lot of juggling between them and like game day on Tennessee. Like, I could see the Saints like doing a lot of shenanigans where they're like, oh, we cut this guy Saturday night and we signed this guy Sunday morning and vice versa. Like, they're going to do a lot of shenanigans in the roster, probably at wide receiver, maybe at running back.
Yeah.
So we'll see, but it's fun. So guys, thanks for joining us. And of course, will break down. Check us after the game Sunday night. We'll be doing a special quick instant analysis podcast, and then we'll have the main show on Tuesday. But guys, like we said at the top, you can try us out for free. You get a 7-day free trial. Go to saintshappyhour.com, click on that 7-day free trial, sign up. You get the podcast every day, commercial free. You can fall in love with it. And if you don't, we won't charge you a dime. So do it. So guys, thanks for joining us. Thanks for Kevin for coming by. Thanks for Thomas running the show back in Poland in the middle of the night, putting his life on hold to make sure people get their Saints podcast. Guys, thanks for joining us. And until next time, the bar is closed.